Hi guys, I decided to do an updated bookshelf tour. This is going to be split into 3 parts. The first part's going to be my miniature bookshelf, and then the second and third part are going to be in my bigger bookshelves. Top shelf, I'm not really going to go over. It's kind of a continuation of my last bookshelf, but yeah. So, first shelf is all Christopher Pike books. I love Christopher Pike. He's one of my favorite authors. And then the other 2 smaller shelves are just contemporary and angel books. So yeah, let's begin. So I have a lot of his short books. So I have Last Act, The Party, and The Dance. Which The Party and The Dance are part of the Final Friends series, but I have the bind-up of that. And then I have The Lost Mind, Whispers of Death, Fall into Darkness, which I have not read, Master of Murder, Star Group, I have not read, Getting Even, I haven't read either, Scavenger Hunt, Spellbound, Bury Me Deep, which was a very good book, and Die Softly. I am getting 2 more of his shorter books. I'm getting Road to Nowhere and Monster, so I can't wait to read those. And then I have Witch World and Black Knight, part of the Witch World saga. And then I have his bind-up of Bound to You, which contains Spellbound and See You Later. It was a really good book. And then I have Alosha, which is book 1 of the Alosha trilogy. I haven't read that yet. I'm hoping to get the other 2 books in the trilogy and just marathon it. Then I have books 1 through 5 of Thirst. I completely finished the series. It was good, I just did not like the ending. I don't want to spoil it, but the ending really upset me. Then I have The Cold One by Christopher Pike. Haven't read this yet. We go down below to Apologize for Darkness. Then we have To Die For, which contains Slumber Party and Weekend. And then I have Until the End, which contains The Party, The Dance, and The Graduation, Final Friends bind-up. And then I have Remember Me, which contains Remember Me, the last story in, I think, Sacrifice. Then I have Strange Girl and Chain Letter, which contains Chain Letter and The Ancient Evil. And then up here I just had 2 classics, I guess you could call them. I have And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, which was a really good book. I had to read that for high school, and I recently just watched the newer version of the movie. It was really good. And then I have Alice in Wonderland, which I have not read yet, but yeah. And Through to the Looking Glass. So, looks like a pretty good book. So yeah, it's all my Christopher Pike books. And then I go into my contemporary. I'm not really a big contemporary fan. I'm more of a fantasy kind of person. Fantasy, romance, historical fiction. So yeah, first I have the Janie Johnson series by Caroline B. Cooney. I have read this whole series, so I got The Face on the Milk Carton, Whatever Happened to Janie, The Voice on the Radio, What Janie Found, and Janie Face to Face. And I have Stolen by Lucy Christopher. I will be reading this soon. I actually heard it's a very powerful book, and it looks really good. Then I have If I Stay and Where She Went by Gail Forman. I did read these. Then I have Speak by Lori Halls Anderson. And missing right here is Winter Girls. I'm letting one of my friends borrow the book, but yeah, I did read Winter Girls also. Then I have An Abundance of Catherines. I used to have Looking for Alaska, but I want to get that hardcover. Then I have Pretty Little Devils by Nancy Holder, and up top I have From Nothing to Something by Elizabeth Hoos. Still have to read this. It will happen someday, hopefully this year. And then I have Fearless, books 1 through 10. I haven't read the series. It's by Francine Pascal, and I really can't wait. So yeah, and I wish I could continue with the 3-in-1 bind-ups, but they didn't. Then I have The Ebony Swan by Phyllis A. Whitney. And then this is the bottom shelf. So I have Out of the Easy by Ruta Sepetys. I actually heard she is a really good author, and I wanted to try one of her books, so I found it at Goodwill, and I decided to get it. The cover's really soft too. too. It reminds me of the Fallen book covers. Then I have Unremembered by Jessica Brody. I haven't read this yet. It's part of a trilogy. I'm thinking of just getting the other 2 books in a series and then just marathoning it. Yeah, it's pretty. Looks like a pretty good book. Then I have Fallen Book 1 and 2 by Thomas E. Sininsky. I haven't read this yet, but I did watch the movie with Paul Wesley in it, and it was pretty good. Granted, I thought Paul Wesley was a little bit too old to play a teenager, but yeah, opinion. Then I had the first 2 books in the Hush Hush series by Becca Fitzpatrick, so I have Hush Hush and Crescendo. Also, I have not read like a lot of this, like this whole nearly whole bottom shelf. I have not read. Then I have up top here, I have 2 books by Mary Ann Curley. I have Old Magic, which I haven't read this, but I'm going to be reading this really soon. And then I have Hidden. And there's some other books in this series, and I have to get it. But I got the UK edition, so it's pretty. And then I have the whole Fallen series by Lauren Kate. So I have Fallen, Torment, Passion, Fallen in Love, and Rapture. I have the newest book, Unforgiven, which is Cam's story, so I gotta get that. Then I have Teardrop by Lauren Kate. I haven't read this yet, but it looks pretty good. Then I have Forbidden by Siri James and Ryan M. James. I still have not read this book yet, sadly. It will happen someday. My TBR pile is gigantic, though. So, yeah, it's slowly coming along. I did create a good read, so I still have to link that down in the description. And then I have the whole Kissed by an Angel series by Elizabeth Chandler. I did read this whole series. It was phenomenal. I loved it. I need to get some other books by her. So I got Kissed by an Angel, The Power of Love and Soulmates. And then I got Ever Crossed, Everlasting, and Ever After. So, yes, that is my whole bookshelf tour for this one part. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I know it's not really that big of a bookshelf, but this bookshelf I had since all my life. And I did get 2 other bigger shelves, but I'm out of room sadly, so I need to either get more bookshelves or donate some books, which that's not happening anytime soon. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed part 1. Part 2 will be coming really soon. So yeah. Oh, also I have this little bear. His name's Pike, by Christopher Pike, because he just chills there. So yeah, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.